San Diego County Water Authority operates an impressive water delivery system capable of delivering up to 900 million gallons of water a day. But as the infrastructure naturally ages, it's critical to actively monitor, replace, and repair pipelines to maintain water supply reliability. And joining us to share more about this liquid lifeline is Martin Coghill, Operations and Maintenance Manager with the Water Authority. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Martin, let's talk about water in San Diego County. Where does it come from?
So a little more than half of the water supplied comes from the Colorado River, and up to 1,000 miles away coming from that source. About a third of it comes from local sources such as groundwater and surface water retention in reservoirs, and also our Carlsbad desalination plant. And then the balance comes from the very far north of California through the State Water Project.
Now, the Water Authority and its 22 member agencies have worked to secure water from major sources and then deliver safe and reliable water to our homes and businesses. Talk to us about the infrastructure needed to ensure water flows safely and smoothly.
So we have 308 miles of large diameter pipelines within the county that range in diameter from 4 feet to 10 feet in diameter. So they're big enough to almost drive a car through. And you can think of those main transmission pipelines as the arteries within your body. They then distribute that water to our member agencies, and we have 22 member agencies. Those are water utilities or municipalities, and they have hundreds of miles of smaller diameter pipelines. So from north to south, it starts large diameter and then whittles down to smaller diameter to eventually hit your sink.
Now, Martin, you are in charge of protecting San Diego's water pipelines, keeping them in top shape, a doctor, if you will. Talk to us about the work that goes into assessing and proactively maintaining the pipelines.
I like to think about managing the lifespan of pipelines very similar to how we might manage our own lifespans. So a good practice is to visit the doctor, perhaps annually, for routine checkups. And we do something similar with our pipelines. Each year, we drain sections of our pipelines and climb inside to do visual inspections. And we will do, on average, about 30 miles per year of these visual inspections. And we're looking for very small defects that we can repair right there and then that will prevent a larger issue later on. Now, as the pipelines go into perhaps beyond the 50% lifespan mark, we will actually use technologies inside the pipeline that are electromagnetic technologies. Similar to how we might rely on MRI or CT scans, it's very similar with the pipelines. So those technologies are looking for the defects that we cannot see with our eyes. They're looking through the wall of the pipeline, looking for defects that we can repair sooner rather than later before they get too big to be a problematic issue and a costly issue.
And you have a number of innovative tools to inspect the water delivery system at your disposal, and you've brought a few with you.
Technologies are evolving such that we can deploy them inside the pipe while the pipe is still active. And one example is this leak detection tool. So this device is actually neutrally buoyant. It goes inside the pipeline and flows with the water. And it's listening for the unique sound of a leak of the pipeline happening, and it can hear it from inside the pipeline within the flow of water. We can deploy this and retrieve it ourselves and analyze the data ourselves so we can self-perform that leak detection. This is an acoustic fiber optic cable, and this is in the pipe while the pipe is active. We've actually had sections of this cable in our pipe for more than 20 years. And it serves the purpose of listening for wire breaks in a certain type of pipe called pre-stressed concrete cylinder pipe. And those wires, they can corrode and weaken over time. And this cable will actually hear those wires break and tell us where that's happening.
And how does this kind of work make a difference?
Well, it feels like a large responsibility to provide water for the region, but I'm certainly not alone. I have my team, we have the larger team at the Water Authority, we have about 250 people, and then of course our member agencies. There are hundreds of people that support supplying water to the region so that people don't have to worry about uninterrupted water supply. It's safe, it's reliable, and it's there when you need it. And I feel quite privileged to be part of that team that provides that essential service to the region.
Learn more about the regional water delivery system at sdcwa.org/water here for life. Martin, we thank you so much for sharing your insight and expertise and all you do to help keep our San Diego water flowing.
Thank you very much for having me.
And we thank you for joining us on San Diego Living. We'll see you next time.